Good morning and welcome to day 14 of the Arctic Adventure. I spent the night somewhere between Umeå and Luleå at a small free parking spot, and I got up bright and early, and to start off our day we're gonna make our way to the Lighthouse, which should be somewhere behind this forest. Also, if you're into hiking in nature, then check out yesterday's video, but I gotta say this spot can definitely compete with it. And it's just so nice to be in pure nature. There's just no man-made structure in sight. Well, to the left or to the right? That looks like a house over there. It's getting swampy here, and I don't wear my waterproof shoes. I hope to stay dry. Sure is a pretty view though. Now imagine the sunrise from here, but it's so mean up in northern Sweden, and I guess, well, everywhere up north in the world. It just hit 7 o'clock now. The sun's already so far up, and I think the sunrise was at 3:24. And I mean, with all due respect, there's no way I get up that early. Maybe on our way back down, but then we're on the west coast of Norway. Oh shit, there are some holes in the floor. Yeah, I gotta find my way back to the path. First, the blueberry for breakfast. They are so good. Still not sure what I'm gonna do with the ones I picked yesterday. Have like a third of a bottle in the van. I think I'm just gonna do blueberry pancakes again, because I also have 900 grams of flour left. That's a good bench. Well, no time for taking a break now. We gotta find this lighthouse, because we gotta get on the road as soon as possible. I'll tell you why later on. But that looks like a weather station. That's pretty cool. Then that's a little restaurant. But we gotta make our way up this nice path. I already see the gigantic Fresnel lens of the lighthouse. That is so cool. No. I don't think you saw it. There was a wild rabbit hopping over the rocks. I was just about to say, I'm not sure if someone's living here. It kind of looks like it, so I'm just gonna be quiet around the lighthouse. We gotta go there. Straight to north. But I couldn't find the rabbit anymore, which is kind of sad. Isn't that just so cool? Also, I like how it doesn't really look like a lighthouse. I've become quite a friend of actually parking for the night where you want to go the next morning, so you don't have to ride a car and already feel like you have done something. And also there's like no people. I mean, I haven't seen a single person. That said, I think this was a super cool start to the day. And today is probably gonna be quite busy, but also not at all at the same time, because we gotta run some errands, since Luleå is the last kind of major town before the north. I mean, you can probably still get everything you need, but it's just gonna be more difficult and more expensive. Just found this fishing harbor, and look at that old boat. And that seems to be another little vegetable store. Already seen those barbecues at some spots, and those are just super fancy. I'll take that. Now we're getting the fresh stuff today. All fueled up, so we should be good for another 220 kilometers. And I gotta say, I'm just not used to driving long distances anymore. Sounds weird. I've been doing that for 10 days straight, but then the last 2 were kind of like no driving at all. And I'm just pretty tired. Get my coffee out of the fridge. So back on the road we are. And also this is so strange. I mean, the E4 is like the main road up north. There's just regular like stop signs and not even an acceleration strip or whatever you want to call that. So that's always a bit thrilling because my van's acceleration is just so bad and it takes like a fortnight to get to 90. Time for another 100 kilometers and then we're already there, and we should make it for just about 10:15. So back off the highway we are, and only 6 kilometers left. Now I think we're gonna drive around the airport of Luleå, and considering the remoteness, it's actually a pretty big one. It handles, I think, about 1 million passengers every year, and it's kind of the biggest aviation or maybe even transport hub for the northern Sweden part. Also because it has frequent operation of some huge heavy cargo machines. Apparently it's the airport with the longest runway in the entirety of Sweden, with 3.4 kilometers of length. And after all that talking, that's also the distance we've still got remaining. And here's the official sign, I guess. Now I just really hope that there's a parking spot left and my plan works out, and that not all the others have the same idea with washing their stuff. Otherwise I pay 30 bucks and don't get much out of it. And we've got another cool bridge. I mean, by this point I'm calling every bridge cool, so the standard is pretty low. I really like this one though. It looks so industrial and functional. And that in itself is kind of a beauty. Now I find it pretty interesting how fast you see the difference between, for example, this city and Umeå, and the nature of having an industrial city versus a universal city. And I think it's gonna become much more obvious at the harbor. And talking about the harbor, I think we are already here. And it looks like there's a, what's that, splash? Is that a festival? That might be worth checking out later on. But that could also mean that the parking spot is full. Well, it probably is, to be fair. Alright. No, there's... Oh, someone got ahead of me, I think. Yeah, it looks really full. This does not look good. Yeah, I think this guy's waiting as well. Oh well. Are you waiting for a spot?
I'll pay it down there as well.
Okay.
So there's 2 of us waiting.
Do you think there's a lot of people leaving at 12?
We want to just arrive.
Well, you heard it. There's 2 other people in line before me. So I think I just gotta kind of wait around here, because otherwise there's not going to be any chance to get a spot. I think I'm gonna do some editing in the meantime. Good thing I came here so early. So the first one got a spot. Now I'm number 2 in line, and there's 2 behind me. So I made some breakfast or lunch, and actually already got the bed made and all the washing stuff sorted, so I can be the first one at the washing machines. Now I guess we just gotta wait a bit. It is so windy. It's a weird thing. Like, I'm really just here for the washing machines. But these people, there's 12 RVs, they are all inside, no one's doing anything, and they're waiting until it's 12 sharp, and then they leave, and then they go to another camping spot, and then there they stay until it's 12 again. This is so crazy. Like, I get that their RVs are nice on the inside, but I couldn't imagine traveling around and not looking at stuff. Isn't that like the best part of it? I mean, I don't want to disrespect them. Maybe it's just completely different travel lifestyles, but I could not imagine doing that. Well, I just hope the washing machines work. And the smell of toasted bagels has to be like top 3 smells. Well, there's no washing machine here. That's not good. I asked someone for the pin for the door, but they didn't want to give it to me. Like, dude, come on. So yeah, I had to buy the ticket before getting a spot, so I hope some opens up. And apparently there's another door somewhere here. Oh yeah, this looks good. There's even a sauna. That's what we need. Now I gotta be fair, there's also Wi-Fi included. Gotta do a speed test later on. And the laundry facilities are looking really clean, and there's 2 washers, 2 dryers. So that's fantastic. And I've already got both of them loaded up. I think 30 bucks spent well. So now apparently in like 10 minutes the next ones are leaving, so we'll get that parking spot. In fact, let's do the speed test now. I hope for 100 upload. Ooh, yeah, that's good. That's like IKEA level and even a bit better. I stand corrected, it's a fair price. And here we are. That's so cool. Yeah, I was a bit worried about that. Check this out. What? This Wi-Fi is crazy. Oh, shit. Now that was on roaming. Well, yeah, it really is quite unusable, in fact. That would take about 15 hours to upload 1 episode. But washing and drying still takes about 3 hours, so I'm just gonna do some editing now and then head to the library and hope for better Wi-Fi there and get all of the stuff uploaded, and then do the city tour in the evening and also check out the festival we saw. So it's gonna be a slow lunch but a busy evening. Maybe the solution for the camper paradox is on my little Max cup, and the happiness is just inside. The sea looks pretty rough today, but now it's time to get some work done. That's another one exporting. And just look at the sky, it's turning so much darker. When we got here, the sun was fully out and the solar was producing like 95% of power. Also, the sea is getting even rougher. But I should go check on the washing machine because I think the first load is done. First one's loaded up and the second one also just got empty, but I don't get it. Same thing on the other dryer, like, just clean your stuff. I'm gonna have a talk with that lady. It's unbelievable. And gross. I don't want to have your dog hair in my clothing. Also, I just met someone else in the laundry room and we got talking and that was so cool. She moved onto a sailing boat with her husband after selling their house and business, and now they went all the way up north, pretty much to the North Cape as well, but on the water side. And yeah, they invited me to their boat, so I'm gonna check that out later on. That's gonna be fun. Well, washing is done, and now I gotta organize everything again. And yeah, I could do without that. Still steaming off a bit. Also, it got even way windier. It's so crazy now. Trees are completely bent over. But I also just visited my new friends on the boat, and that's so cool. It's an aluminum hull boat and it's so rustic on the inside, but they put a ton of technical stuff in there. Pretty amazing. Now, I know I said I was gonna go into the city tonight. I'm not so sure anymore because you wouldn't hear anything besides the wind, and I'm really productive right now. I think I might just go to the supermarket, buy some dinner, and then we still have the parking spot until 12 tomorrow. And I mean, if we do what all the others do, then we're only gonna leave at 12, right? But let's just say I'm pretty glad I didn't make it into the city. I went shopping and it just started raining like crazy. And also the sea is even rougher now. So I threw together a quick salad and I was craving for some snacks. So I found those fancy thick cut truffle chips made out of Swedish potatoes, and they're so good. Also, I just love Willys. That's such a cool store. I think it might be the last one before heading further north. So tomorrow after a city tour, we got a restock on all of the stuff. But now I'm gonna enjoy dinner. And once again, MVP of the trip have to be the wind deflectors. They're doing God's work right now. Also pretty cool that I'm done with the laundry. Still have to fold up everything. Like, kind of need to open the trunk for that. And there was so much wind while making the salad, it completely rained sideways into the kitchen area, but a little bit of water shouldn't be any harm. This guy's certainly a bit late to the party. So the rain eventually went away and I've got another episode done, but the internet really is just super slow. 13% in like half an hour. But oh well, back to a highlight of the day. When I was at the store, I made a little detour to the sweet section. Now check those out. On the left's a cinnamon bun, and then over here a cardamom bun. And one's gonna be for breakfast tomorrow, but the other one, well, you already know me. Gotta do a taste test. I mean, quite obviously it's a bit dry when you buy them in the evening. A pretty good taste. And they were only like $1 each. So good value for the money. Now I gotta get all the stuff folded up and organized again before it's turning completely cool outside. And also it just stopped raining, so yeah, if not now, then when? Now that's pretty wild. There's a sauna in here. And it doesn't look too bad, but it stinks a bit. But I guess none of the campers really use the showers here because they have their own. And I think today's the day where we're gonna try out something really weird. Well, I mean, I gotta try it out. So my trusty old shower gel is like an 18-in-1. It's a shower gel, hand soap. You can use it to wash your face, put it in your bath, use it as shaving cream, or you can use it as toothpaste. That's what we're gonna try out today. This is gonna be so gross. So it says you only need 1 drop. That's like 4. I mean, I wanna get some clean heat. That's one of the grossest things I've ever done. It's burning my mouth, and then like the citrus smell. It tastes like a mixture of puke, alcohol, and soap. This is horrendous. I hope my normal toothpaste gets rid of the aftertaste. I don't think you've ever seen the camera before. It did get better, but it's still really gross. It really does taste of puke. Why did I do this? Now I sure enjoyed my first warm shower in 2 weeks. And also my bed is nice again. Doesn't smell too well because the machines were a bit stuffy. Now I did come up with a plan for tomorrow besides the city tour. And that is driving inwards about 100 kilometers to some water feature river thingy. And then from there it's going to be about another 150 kilometers to the Arctic Circle. So we finally make our way up there. There still are some preparations we got to do tomorrow. And while I'm sleeping, I still have my hopes up that we get a few dozen gigabytes of data uploaded. Yeah, I think that's going to be wishful thinking. But fingers crossed, so have a good night and I'll see you tomorrow.